Welcome to another video. Is this correct? Okay, this is correct. So this is the Steam Deck. I have had my Steam Deck for about a year, a little over a year, and I wanted to do an update to tell everybody what I've been using it for and all that good jazz. So also because I just saw this on here, this is the new Steam Deck OLED coming out. Basically, OLED is different than what the initial Steam Deck had. It had an LCD screen, whereas this upgrade seems to be something for the OLED screen. Basically, they're putting it in. So as you can see right here, there's different pricing options. $400 for the 250 gig LCD, which is essentially the one that I have that I paid $549 for, plus whatever taxes and stuff like that. So you can get the normal, 256 gig for $400, which it used to be for the LCD 64 gigs for that price. They changed it, and basically now what they're kind of advertising, obviously the Steam Deck OLED is not out yet, so there's that. But for $549, you can get 512 gigabytes with the OLED screen. As far as I'm aware, it looks to be a little bit bigger than this one. This is 7 inches, this is 7.4, so it might be a little bit bigger. But for the most part, I think it's very kind of minimal. The battery apparently is better, but obviously it depends on what kind of stuff you're playing. If you're playing something like I don't know, Red Dead Redemption 2, it might only last a couple hours. But if you're playing something as simple as let's just say, I don't know, Pokemon or something, let's say you put Pokemon on this thing and play it, you can probably go for about 4 or 5 hours, maybe even longer. It just kind of depends on what all you're doing. But you get the carrying case again, and again a Steam profile bundle. And then for $649, you get a 1 terabyte OLED, which in my opinion, this is probably the best bang for your buck. It comes with the anti-glare screen, but it's OLED and anti-glare. Now, with the initial Steam Deck, they did include the scratch or the anti-glare screen, which I will showcase here. I just have to find it. Okay, there we go. You also get exclusive startup movies and stuff like that, but we don't really care about that. Obviously, the 1 terabyte is also huge, because the Steam Deck options before were 64, 256, and 512. So now you're getting a 1 terabyte OLED model. And they're also trying to phase out the initial these initial versions of the Steam Deck. Now, with that being said, getting the 512 gig for $450 essentially is not a bad deal at all. You get the anti-glare and you also get the 512, great storage capacity. And I have the 256, haven't really come across that big of an issue. And then for the bare bones base model, it is $350, which you could probably spend an extra $100 or so and get a terabyte storage, but it kind of, you might as well just get the OLED screen. But anyway, who am I to judge? But anyway, as you can see right here, it is kind of translucent. It's got red thumbsticks. It's got red kind of buttons everywhere. So this one's cool, but I figured this would be a good time to do this video. You can also get the docking station as well for $80. You can also get third-party ones as well, but this kind of explains everything that you're getting with the OLED Steam Deck. The Nintendo Switch did this as well, where they basically included or released a new version of the Steam Deck, or not Steam Deck, but the Switch. Essentially, you're just pretty much paying for the same device, but you're getting a better screen. So that brings me on to this video, which I kind of wanted to just talk about that real brief. Sorry, it's been 4 minutes of nothing besides me talking about that. But this is mine. As you can see, there's a few scuffs on here. Yeah, you can see it right there. Everything still works though. There's no cracks on the screen, nothing. The only thing added that I've added, or extra that I have added to this thing, is the fact of I have 2 SD cards. This is one of them. This is for bigger games like I think I have on here Like a Dragon Ishin, Days Gone, and I think Cyberpunk as well. Whereas on this one, it is for my emulation stuff, which I will be hopefully showcasing here. But I kind of wanted to just showcase what I've personally been using my Steam Deck for and what you could do it if you decide to purchase one. Alright, so here it is in all of its glory. Let's take a look at library. So as you can see, I've got a few games installed. Nothing too crazy. It's all kind of smaller stuff. Like older stuff like Arkham Asylum, as you can see right there. Let me minimize myself to the max. There we go. So as you can see, we've got Arkham Asylum, Cloudpunk, Colt Canyon, Darkwood, Doom 3, Far Cry 2, GTA 4, and then, you know, Persona 4, Stalker. Now, some of these games actually I bought with the bundle deal on Fanatical, where you can basically go through and purchase pretty much a bunch of bundles and stuff like that. But as you can see, Great on Deck has extended a lot. Now, there also could be the fact that I bought some video games to help with that. But you got games like Cyberpunk, which is now great on deck, Arkham Knight, Days Gone, Doom Eternal. I think Doom Eternal always was. What am I talking about? A few others, Mortuary Assistant, Outlast Trials, Resident Evil 4, which even before it got that confirmation, it was still a great gaming experience anyway. You know, just Rise, Son of Rome. You know, some of these are just new. As you can see, there's a lot of games that I still have not played to this day. Yakuza 0. All of my games are right here, basically the whole library. So you're not just limited to that. Well, you might be limited to that, but it kind of depends on the game, obviously. But as you can see, I got all that. And then collections. This is where the emulation side comes in. So I've got all these emulators installed. So I can pretty much play anything I want, going up to PS3, as you can see right here, RPCS3, which I do have one PS3 game installed. But you've got Citra, Dolphin, DuckStation, Emulation Station, RetroArch, Prime, Hack, PS, PP, SSPP, PCSX2. You've got the Switch emulator. Haven't tried any Switch games, and then you have Xbox emulator. I've also got these games individually. I made a video way back when, a year ago, on how to do it. It was a little rough. I got some people liked it, some people hated it, some people had questions. If you are still around and you watch that, awesome, thank you. But I'm not going to showcase how to do it. I'm just going to show it off. So I've got Game Boy games, Pokemon, yes, Snakewood. I'm trying to branch my horizon. You know, GameCube games. I got a few of these installed just from like my childhood. N64, Nintendo DS games, PlayStation original, PlayStation 2, kind of getting into the spooky season, and then Spider-Man coming out. PlayStation 3, yes, Silent Hill Downpour. I recently bought it and put it on the Steam Deck because I've never played it before, and it runs actually not terrible, but not good. So I got Silent Hill Origins for the PSP, and then Wii U. As you can see, I've got these titles. I had a few others installed, but I deleted them. And then, of course, we've got the whole list right here of most of your games. The Wii U, for some reason, duplicated itself. So that one's kind of weird. So I guess I'll showcase we'll showcase one of these off and just kind of show you guys how it emulates stuff. We'll do Spider-Man 2 for the PS2. I feel like that's pretty fitting. Alright, so here it is in all of its glory. It's playing pretty good. I don't know how the difference is going to be in compared to playing it in handheld mode. I know handheld mode I have little to no issue, but obviously putting it on the little dock might affect it. But yeah, this is Spider-Man 2, fully playable. There is a little bit of an issue with like the shadows and stuff. I've noticed that. Like if you look kind of down below here, I'll land real quick. I'm not very early in the game. You can see there's a glitch with a shadow, and obviously you can add widescreen stuff as well if you want to. But it plays really good in my opinion, and I went through the entirety of like most of the Silent Hill games over the Halloween season, particularly Silent Hill 4, The Room. I found it and bought it and decided to put it on here as well, and so it's been really interesting, honestly. And it played perfectly. I didn't have any issues, no stuttering, nothing like that. But obviously it is a PS2 game, whereas if I tried to play something more modern, I would probably run into a couple issues. But I believe this is at 60 FPS. If you guys don't remember, there is this little menu. Yeah, so it's at 60 FPS. You can see right there with the frame rate limit. It is at 60 FPS at 90%, 27 minutes projected time. I haven't really noticed any battery issues or anything like that. So that's a plus. It's been relatively the same all around. So it's not like I'm running into anything new or anything worse. It's just, you know, it's rough, you know. But when you buy it brand new, it's going to be rough until you figure it all out and figure what to do and what not to do. All right, so now we're going to be testing out Pokemon Y for the 3DS. Now it is, if it will, did it load? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we got it now. How do I, okay. There we go. Okay, awesome. All right, so I have not played very much at all, so let me just go ahead and state that. I've literally only gotten into the opening, and that's about it. But as you can see, now there is a little bit more issues with 3DS emulation for some reason. I don't know if I need to, yeah, see there's mad stuttering, and I don't know if I need to play more or what. And also it is stuck at 30 FPS. There's nothing you can really do about that. I believe the Citra emulator is stuck at that, but you might be able to get a 60 FPS patch. But as you can see, Nintendo, please don't sue me. I do own this game, and it is my copy to do whatever. But as you can see right there, which button is it? Ooh, not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, there we go. As you can see, it looks really good. I am playing this at a different setting. So you can go to emulation, configure current game, go to enhancements, and basically I bumped mine up to 720, but you can always go to the native resolution, automatic, or if you want to bump it up and try to go more, which I don't recommend. Because this in itself is honestly kind of rough. Can you slow down? I'm talking to my dog. So yeah, and also I have set the back buttons, the little back pad buttons to do certain things with emulators. So like for example, if I need to switch the view, boom, it's one of my back buttons. If I need to get out of the emulator, boom, I can do that as well. So it kind of just makes it all super handy for me. The one thing I'm not used to though is the A and B button with Nintendo games is backwards. So you have to remember that A is B and B is A. So, but it still looks really good and plays really good. I think after you get probably past the first couple hours, it'll play really, really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and end that and we'll move on to the next thing. All right, so as well as that, doing that stuff, I've also been doing a lot of remote play. So basically you can remote play with your Xbox and your PlayStation. This Chiaki app has been the best one that I've personally found for PlayStation. It's a pain in the butt to get used to or to set up, but once you set it up, it works really great. Now obviously I'm going to be showcasing that in this video. Alright, so we should be in or close. Yep, there we go. So yeah, this is me on my PS5. As you can see, there's the store. I was playing Persona 5, Spider-Man 2, Remaster, Returnal, going back to some old games and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and hop into Spider-Man 2 on the Steam Deck, mind you. Yes, this is on the Steam Deck. Now, of course, it's not the true Spider-Man 2 on the Steam Deck. I'm purely using a PlayStation Remote Play app. This is actually how I primarily been gaming recently because when my girlfriend gets home, she likes to use the TV for YouTube, movies, whatever the case may be. Meanwhile, I might want to play a little bit, so I will either use my cell phone right here or with the little backbone button, or I will use the Steam Deck. So works great. Personally, I know that PlayStation just released their PlayStation Portal or whatever it is, their handheld for remote play. I'm personally not really interested in it. So yeah, don't ask me why game 2 is my save. Just don't ask questions. It just happened. Okay. So yeah, it runs, as you can see, there's like little to no latency. I mean, I'm actually not like actually using, I have it connected to an Elgato, but I don't have it connected to an Elgato, if that makes sense. I basically have it running through the Steam Deck and then running to the Elgato, and I'm watching it currently with my recording software. So playing this is perfect, honestly. And as you can see, it looks really good. I mean, I'm also playing and recording this all at 1080p, not 4K or anything crazy. So it could be a lot different. Now, again, the one issue that I had doing this was the touchpad and the PlayStation home button. Now, obviously, on the Steam Deck, there's no home button, so you just have to register it as one of your back buttons if you want to. So for the touchpad, I believe it's this button. It's one of my back buttons as well. So that's the only issue I've really came across. But obviously, after you set up some of the settings and stuff and controls, you're gonna have a really good time. And I've been loving the Steam Deck for just the amount of usage that I can get out of it. I mean, if I want to play PlayStation while I'm at my parents' house or on vacation, turn the PlayStation on remotely and play it from wherever I'm at. Of course, obviously, if you have a good internet connection, you can then do that. Oh, by the way, spoilers for Spider-Man 2, but I guess it's kind of too late for that. Sorry. All right, so next we're looking at Xbox. Now there's loads and loads of types of apps that you can use. You can connect directly to the web page and set up a game in here and play cloud games using the xCloud. But I use this application called Greenlight that you can download online when you go to the desktop mode. But with this app, it allows you to use the cloud library while it loads everything. As well as that, you can connect directly with Remote Play to your consoles. So if you go to the cloud library, as you can see, it's got all your games right there, so you can play any of them. It takes maybe a minute or two to connect, but overall, you can do that. So if we start my stream on my Xbox that is in the living room, it will load in the Series X. I know the logo was just the Xbox One X, but it will do it will connect to your Series X. Oh, excuse me. So here we are. We are in. I've been getting into Yakuza recently, playing that, but let's see. As you can see, this is my whole library right here. Some good games, some bad, some indifferent. But it plays, I mean, there's little to no latency. We'll try with RDR2. Now, I've noticed with 30 FPS games, the remote play is a little sluggish. Nothing terrible, though, but as you can see right here, this is the game playing, Red Dead Redemption 2. Again, plays beautifully. Like, I could fully play this, I think. Yeah, like I would be able to go through the whole game like this, playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, another issue with this one is obviously no home button, but there's this nice little button up here that you can use the touchpad for and basically do that. So, going back to my apps and stuff, we'll just load up what's an interesting game nowadays that kids are playing. We'll load up Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Why not? So, as you can see here, this is in Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the Series X version of the game. I know some people don't really like it. I personally enjoyed the game. I don't think it's a good Assassin's Creed game, but I think it is a good game all around. And it is little to no latency. I mean, this is crazy. It works so good as just one of those devices that you can do a little bit of everything in. And it's just fantastic. I mean, you can play your Steam games, you can play Switch games ideally. Obviously, some of the newer games you would need to wait for some some help. Oh shoot. Did I do that? I did not mean to do that. Okay. Anyway, there we go. Yep, don't hate me. Obviously with some of the Switch games, you can put them on the Steam Deck. Of course, if you own the copy and extract the ROM file legally, by the way, don't download stuff like that off the internet. It's just not a good thing to do. It's also illegal. So anyway, but yeah, so I mean, this plays really good. It looks really good, at least to me personally. It looks good. It might look kind of worse on the recording. I can't quite tell, but I mean, it works great. I've played games for 2-3 hours and seen little to no latency. Maybe a little stutter here and there, but really nothing too bad. That's my dog, by the way, running around like an animal that he is. Can you stop that? But I mean, overall as a whole, I would fully if I had to, didn't have a TV, but I had these consoles, I would fully play this just the way it is and have a really good time with it. Alright, so I just switched the SD cards out. It's as simple as that. It literally took me like less than a minute. And basically, these are all of the games that I have on the actual SD card. Believe it or not, I don't think very many installed on the other one. I mostly just use the other SD card for purely like old retro games, emulation, stuff like that. So I'm going to showcase basically how it plays with kind of a modern-ish game. I've got Remnant from the Ashes, Cyberpunk 2077, and Days Gone all installed on this SD card, and I'm going to showcase this last little bit and then call it a day. Now, let me also mention all the games run at 720, and usually bigger games like Days Gone, Cyberpunk run at a smooth 30. Sometimes you might get a few stutters here or there, but never really a 60 unless you turn everything all the way down. I mean, I'm talking where you are blurry. It's blurry. So yeah, basically don't expect 60 FPS. Some games will run at a good 40. Like Resident Evil 4, the remake, ran pretty well at 40 FPS, but for the most part, don't expect 60, which I think a lot of people by now, I mean, it's been, what, 2 years since the Steam Deck came out, they can expect that. All right, so we are in Days Gone. As you can see right above me right here, 30 FPS right there, and it looks pretty good. I mean, obviously, you're not going to get top quality graphics, nothing like that. And I don't know what it would be like if we ran it without the charger, but obviously with it kind of going to a screen, it is helping keep it cooler, a little bit cooler for the most part. So I mean, as you can see, the game's running pretty smooth. I mean, 30 FPS on a handheld that I can take with me anywhere I want to go is really impressive. We'll look at my graphics and stuff like that. Obviously, I've got view scale, render scale at 90, no motion blur, no chromatic aberration. Medium to low pretty much the entire way through. I could probably bump some of these up to probably medium and still be okay. Like if we did that, maybe that, and just keep that at that. You know, it runs still pretty smooth, looking a little bit better. A few hiccups here and there, but obviously, you know, the game still runs pretty good. It still looks pretty good as well. And a lot of games are now getting support. You know, for example, I believe The Last of Us Part 1 is now deck verified. I don't know about that. I can't confirm nor deny that because I don't have that game on PC. I've got that game purely on oh, bounty targets. Okay, cool. It's been so long since I've played this game. I've only played a few hours of it, like 7 or 8 hours. But obviously a game like that, I don't know, well, you know, what the certain specifications are for it. But I mean, obviously when you get in gameplay, it's going to dip a little bit, exploration. But if you're just walking around the world wanting to see nature, you can see it all, and it looks fairly good and runs really good as well, which is what impresses me. Now, obviously, with the Steam Deck, there are better options out there. There are stronger ones. There's, you know, ones that can run a lot better and handle games at 1080p. There's some with 1080p screens. If you guys don't know, there's an 800p. So, you know, with the Steam Deck 2 coming out, which I think they did confirm is coming out, it might get better. You know, there might be a 1080p at, you know, 60 FPS that you'll eventually unlock. Even a 720 at a smooth, stable 60 FPS with around 4 to 5 hours. It might, you know, you never know what's going to happen with, you know, the Steam Deck and Valve and stuff like that. But I can say for sure, a year later, the Steam Deck is probably one of my favorite gaming devices out there. I use it pretty much every day whenever I want to game. You know, obviously, obviously I love gaming on my 4K TV with PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, but at the same time, obviously there are some limitations. You know, my girlfriend might want to watch YouTube. I'll put it up on the TV, move everything to the Steam Deck, and it gives me everything I need. Now, I guess you could also argue, technically, you could do all that with your cell phone. You know, yes, you could, except you can't play Steam games really that well. I mean, I think you could remote play, but you can't really play it. But I can definitely say that if you are even a little bit interested in playing games on the go, you know, but you're looking for something more than a Nintendo Switch or something like that, definitely recommend checking out the Steam Deck, especially because the prices and stuff have gone down. They're releasing the new OLED model. They're doing the Steam Deck 2 coming out probably in the next, you know, 6 or not 6, maybe 6 years. I don't know. Who knows when the next Steam Deck's going to come out. But this has been extremely popular for Valve. I'm very happy that this thing kind of blew up. I would have been sad if this didn't blow up and it just kind of died. But yeah, that was the Steam Deck 1 year later, what I do on the Steam Deck and stuff like that. Hopefully this video wasn't too boring or too drag. And, you know, maybe you liked something about it. Maybe it got you to buy one. You know, maybe you've been kind of contemplating and you watch this one video and you're going to buy one. Who knows? But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.